And we are following some breaking news this morning, a fire at that Westar plant in Colwich.
For the very latest, let's go to KAKE's Jordan Shefty. She's live at the scene now. Jordan, what can you tell us?
Mike and Jamel, it all started at about 2 o'clock this morning when fire crews were called to the Westar energy plant here in Colwich. You can see above my shoulder there are still a number of crews out here battling the flames. Take a look at this incredible video. Witnesses say some of the flames were up to 70 feet high. Just a huge fire out here this morning. It did cause some power outages for customers. The Sedgwick County Division Chief says 15,000 gallons of mineral oil caught fire.
What we've had is approximately 15,000 gallons of mineral oil that's been ignited. Crews right now are in the process of extinguishing the fire.
To help fight those flames, request was made for 2,000 gallons of foam from McConnell. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. We will continue to be out here all morning to find out the latest and bring it to you. Reporting live in Colwich, Jordan Shefty, KAKE News.
All right, thank you, Jordan. We are following some breaking news this morning. A big fire at the Westar power plant up by Colwich.
For the very latest, let's go to KAKE's Jordan Shefty live at the scene. Jordan, what can you tell us?
Mike and Jamel, we do have some new information this morning about what caused this fire out here. I am joined now by Nick Bundy. He is the spokesperson for Westar. Now, Nick, you say that it's a transformer that malfunctioned that caused this?
Correct. It's a large piece of equipment leaving the power plant is what malfunctioned and caught fire this morning.
And does it look like we're going to have any problems with power out to any customers?
No, this will not cause any outages to customers. Shortly before 2 o'clock, it's possible that customers throughout the Wichita area and surrounding areas may have seen a blink.
All right. And any idea what kind of damage this is going to cause to the building?
They'll have to, once they get everything put out, they'll have to investigate and go through that.
Now, there was between 8,000 to 15,000 gallons of mineral oil that was burned. Is that correct?
It's transformer oil, and that's actually what's still burning and what fire and hazmat crews are getting ready to put out.
Now, what type of overall impact could losing that oil have on Westar?
I don't know that it's going to have any overall impact other than the fact that when we get done, we'll have to go in there and figure out what's broken and fix it.
A little bit of cost lost in that oil, right?
Correct, yes.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add this morning?
You know, the main thing is that everybody out here is safe, and you know, we'll get everything back on.
All right. Thank you, Nick. As he said, everyone was safe. That's the good news to report this morning. I'm going to toss to video at this time. Take a look at the flames that erupted from this fire early this morning. They shot up to 70 feet high into the air. Incredible footage. As we said, Westar said that it did cause a couple of flickers. We have also heard that some nearby homes were evacuated. The Sedgwick County Fire Division Chief says that the fire spread through 15,000 gallons of mineral oil, and foam is being used to put that fire out.
So what they're going to do is they're going to be applying foam, cool the fire, extinguish the flames, and then they'll be putting more water on the storage container to cool the storage down. At this point, the oil's probably boiling.
A request was made for 2,000 gallons of that foam from McConnell Air Force Base, Frontier, and Colwich Fire. They're all working together to try to put it out. There were no injuries, as we have said, in this fire. Crews are still waiting for flames to die down to assess the damage. Officials say it will probably still be burning for another couple of hours, and we'll continue to be out here, and we'll bring you any new information as it becomes available. Reporting live in Colwich, Jordan Shefty, KAKE News.
Thank you, Jordan. Incredible video out there of that fire.
And again, the best news, she said, nobody injured. And when you see those flames, you think, boy, that's really lucky. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
Absolutely. We are following some breaking news this morning, a fire at the Westar plant in Colwich.
For the very latest, let's go to KAKE's Jordan Shefty live at the scene. Jordan, what's the latest?
Mike and Jamel, the fire that at one point raged up to 70 feet tall is now much smaller. Take a look over my shoulder. You can see there are still a number of crews out here working on that fire, much less than before, but there are still some people out here trying to get it under control. We want to show you some video now that we took earlier this morning. Take a look at these flames. You can see them shooting way up into the air. Just incredible footage. We spoke with Westar spokesperson who says that it was a transformer leaving the facility that malfunctioned at about 1:45 this morning. We're told that it was oil inside of the transformer that was sparked and that caused this blaze. The fire did cause some power flickering for residents around the area. The Sedgwick County Fire Division chief says that the fire spread through 15,000 gallons of mineral oil, and foam is now going to be used to put the fire out.
What we're going to be doing is applying foam on it to extinguish the fire that's on the container, and then we're going to cool the container and contain as much of the runoff and oil in the containment system that they have on site.
A request was made for 2,000 gallons of that foam from McConnell Air Force Base, Frontier, and Colwich Fire. They're all working together along with Sedgwick County Fire to get that under control. They should be getting ready to put the foam on in about 15 to 30 minutes here. The good news to report this morning is that there were no injuries in the fire. Employees that were working on the overnight shift were able to get out of the building safely. Crews are still waiting for the flames to die down so that they can assess the damage that was caused. Officials say it will probably be burning for at least another couple of hours. Reporting live out in Colwich, Kansas, Jordan Shefty, Cake News.
We are following a top story this morning. Some breaking news: a fire at the Westar power plant in Colwich.
For the very latest now, let's go to Cake's Jordan Shefty. She's live at the scene with the latest. Jordan.
Mike and Jamel, the fire here at the Colwich Westar energy plant is still burning, but at this time it is much more manageable. You can see over my shoulder the remaining crews out there trying to put the fire out. We want to show you now the scene that was out here just a few hours ago. Take a look at this video. These flames shot up to 70 feet in the air. We've talked to witnesses. A Westar spokesman says that a malfunctioning transformer caused the blaze at about 1:45 this morning. A 15,000-gallon container of mineral oil is what caught fire. Crews are now preparing to smother the flames with foam. The company spokesman says that when it comes to a malfunction, this one was handled just about as smoothly as possible. Also, there are no injuries to report this morning, and there should be very little impact to residents, if at all. All good news this morning. Reporting live in Colwich, Jordan Shefty, Cake News.
Okay.
Well, good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Investigators are on the scene this midday of a spectacular fire overnight at the Westar plant in Colwich.
Flames lit up the sky early this morning, and Cake's Jordan Shefty has the very latest.
A fire at the Colwich Westar energy plant created incredible visuals this morning. Take a look at these flames, at times reaching as high as 70 feet in the air. You can see how small these firefighters look in comparison.
What we do know is transformer failed, malfunctions. That's what caught fire.
A spark in that transformer is all it took for a fire to spread to a container holding 15,000 gallons of mineral oil.
What we're trying to do right now is cool the fire and keep it contained inside the storage container.
But to do so, foam was required, 2,000 gallons of it.
What they're going to do is they're going to be applying foam, cool the fire, extinguish the flames, and then they'll be putting more water on the storage container to cool the storage down. At this point, the oil's probably boiling.
The good news is that this winter weather means that this plant isn't as imperative, and other than a flicker of power early this morning, customers shouldn't notice any problems.
It's one of our natural gas power plants, so it's used primarily during the summer times or when the load is more needed. That's why I kind of mentioned right now that it being out will not have that big of an impact on our customers. We'll be able to pick them up from other ways.
So with no injuries and very little impact to customers, as far as fires go, looks like this one is about as good as it gets.
At the end of the day, although there was quite the scene, everything failed over and worked just the way it should have actually.
We are live out here in front of the plant almost 9 hours after the fire started this morning. I'll step out of the way so you can get a look at what it looks like now. You can still see smoke rising from the plant. A Westar spokesman tells me that the fire was put out around 8 o'clock this morning. They will now begin the process of assessing, which will take at least a couple days. Reporting live in Colwich, Jordan Shefty, Cake News.
All right, thank you, Jordan.
Welcome back, everyone. Investigators are on the scene this morning of a spectacular fire overnight at the Westar plant in Colwich.
Flames lit up the sky early this morning, but it could have been worse. For the very latest, let's go to Cake's Jordan Shefty live at the scene right now. Jordan, what's the latest?
Out here at the Westar Energy plant, if you didn't know any better, you might not realize that this morning there was a huge fire out here. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better look at it right now. You can still see just a little bit of smoke is still rising up from the plant, but earlier today, a much different scene. Take a look at this video shot early this morning. Just incredible footage. The fire was started just before 2 this morning. A Westar spokesman says that a transformer malfunctioned and a spark triggered the fire. It spread to a container holding 15,000 gallons of mineral oil. Witnesses say that some of the flames shot at least 70 feet into the air. Although the images are shocking, with no injuries to report, a Westar spokesman says that this fire went about as good as a fire can.
As far as the equipment goes and as far as it failed, I'm told everything tripped off and failed actually the way it was supposed to. The most important part being, of course, that everybody's safe, although there was the large fire. And, you know, quite the scene this morning.
The spokesman said that other than a flicker of power earlier this morning, customers should not be affected by this fire. The plant is a natural gas power plant and is primarily used during the summer times, so other facilities should be able to pick up the load. I just got off the phone with that Westar spokesman. He tells me that the fire died down at about 8 o'clock this morning and that they will now begin the process of assessing the damage, which will take at least a couple days. Reporting live in Colwich, Jordan Shefty, Cake News.
All right, thank you, Jordan.